So we're back, and we're talking about reducing distractions. Um, Social media hasn't really been a big distraction for me. I don't spend that much time on it, but something that did take up my time in the past was video games. And to make it more relatable, what I did was I put myself back in that situation of playing video games. And what I noticed was I lost track of time. I wasn't eating properly. I didn't care about health and fitness. I didn't worry about what was going on around me. And, that's the same thing that happens when we consume social media. We're so focused on what the celebrities or influencers are doing, catching up with the followers, people that we're following, what's going on in their lives. And with these two platforms, you may have other distractions, but these two have become two of the biggest distractions in the world. And what it does is it creates stress, it creates anxiety, it creates a false picture of yourself that is less than what you actually are. And you become so consumed by this virtual world. And when we do that, we are spending less time with our families, friends. We're not building those relationships. We're not taking advantage of opportunities that are out there. We're not looking for opportunity. We're not looking for what we can do to improve ourselves. We're not looking at how we can build our communities. We're not exercising or spending time in nature. We're just stuck, trapped actually, in this virtual world. And coming from me, if I see a man that is spending so much of time on video games and social media, it's telling me that you have too much time on your hands, time that you could be using to invest in yourself, grow yourself financially, mentally, emotionally, work on relationships with your friends and family, have meaningful romantic relationships. But now it's, basically curated by these distractions. And, it's like entering a wormhole. It's a totally different world. There's so much of things that are going on around us. There's so much of things that we can speak about, but even on these platforms, they don't want you to speak about certain things. And I remember there was this trend about asking your boyfriend or husband how often they think about the Roman Empire. And what the Romans would do is they would create these games and events to entertain the public. And what these events would do, it would be a distraction, but it would keep the people happy and entertained and consumed by what's going on, so that they spend less time working on themselves or learning. And without learning, you're not going to question what's actually going on. So if we're being distracted by what's going on these platforms, then we're not going to question what's actually happening in the world around us. We're not going to actually stand up and get our masses behind us. But there are people that actually use the platform to speak up on certain issues. But then you come across these trolls creating fake profiles, and they're merry men to attack you. And now you're consumed by this cyber attack, you know, and you're feeling less of yourself. You're feeling cornered on social media. You know, even if you're playing a video game, you're gonna get people that are gonna message you and abuse you online. They're going to try and humiliate you when you're playing the game. It happens, but that isn't the world. You know, I guarantee you, they wouldn't dare to show their face and say that to you in person. They're basically just keyboard gangsters. There is another distraction, and that comes with actually socializing with people. And you know, we try to hide from the issues that we may be having at home or at work, or even, you know, we're having issues with the group of friends that we do have, but we're too scared to say anything, and you know, we rather stay quiet and keep in our lane, basically. These are distractions because it's so consuming. You know, we surround ourselves with these issues in our head, but if we go out, you know, spend time with whoever, maybe the short term is better than the long term. But it doesn't actually work out. We can't run away from our issues. And all that these things are doing, these distractions are doing, is creating a pit within ourselves. And we're just digging deeper and deeper. And you know, it's not helping. It's not gonna help any of us. We need to realize, you know, what are the things that are we consuming too much of? And even if we're not consuming it that much, is it providing any benefit to me? Is it creating a toxic environment for me? And if so, I need to get out of that immediately. And the one thing that I always recommend is meditation. You need to spend time with yourself. You need to spend a good amount of time with yourself each day. And you know, you need to learn about yourself. You need to realize, what do you actually need to take care of yourself? How can you make yourself better? How can you improve? You know, and if your friends aren't the people that you thought they would be, then you need to get new friends. But if you're, you know, so consumed by what's going on with these issues, you get stuck, trapped, you know, in a mental world now, which is a bit different to the virtual world, but it has similar elements, because there's an overstimulation in your brain. And when the brain is overstimulated, you're overthinking, you're creating stress and anxiety within yourself, you're creating social anxiety, you're unable to build bonds and relationships with people, you're not loving yourself. And you know, that's where we need to start take a step back from these environments. We need to start spending more time with ourselves. We need to start spending more time with nature. We need to start spending time with people who are actually going to benefit us. You know, spending time with people, spending time on social media, spending time playing video games are meant to be recreational and beneficial. But if it's actually taking away what it's meant to be and actually being toxic for us, then we need to realize we need to break out of that. We have to do the work, not anybody else. And if you look at these social media companies and these gaming companies or whatever, all they care about is how can I retain my clients. It's all about profitability for them. On social media, if you need your posts to improve and reach a greater number of people, you've got to start engaging with other people's content. But then what happens when you become consumed by too much content? Is that content going to benefit you? Is it the right amount of content? So that's what you got to look at. These games. Is it benefiting me? Am I able to make money from it? If it's not, then why am I spending so much of time playing it? And then you got to look at your friends. Is this the right tribe for me? Is this the tribe that I can grow with? Are they going to provide me with opportunities? Are we going to be able to grow together and start a business? Or are we able to learn something? Are we able to be there for each other when something goes wrong? Then it comes to your family. Is there time with your family where you are not all sitting down and consumed by some sort of media, TV, social media, YouTube, whatever? You got to spend that actual quality time building relationships so that you understand what it means to build a relationship with someone, and you overcome certain insecurities that you have within yourself. But if you're not speaking up and you're not taking the initiative, you're going to start digging a deeper pit for yourself. The brain can only do so much, and as I said, it's being overstimulated. You keep on thinking about the issues that you're having. You're consuming so much information on social media or these games, or listening to friends complain about certain things, and now you're just you're gonna break down. So it's important to actually take time away from yourself, take time away for yourself, and actually work on yourself. Give yourself that nurturing care and love, and make sure that you're okay. Check in with yourself, because when you're giving yourself that nurture and love and support, it makes it easier for you to start checking in with other people. But you also got to set your boundaries. It's important to set boundaries, and that's a takeaway. To reduce your distractions, you need to create boundaries with what you're consuming, so that it is a balance, so that you're able to focus on your career, starting a business, finding the right people to join your tribe. You can find these communities or start your own community online. Help people. Help yourself. Just reduce your distractions so that you can become better. Don't let the world around you tell you how you should dress, or how you should listen to music, or how you should have an opinion on what's going on in the world. Educate yourself. Find the right opportunities for you. Find the right people for you. It's all going to work out.